5 technologies that are changing the world. Technology is progressing at an incredible rate, with groundbreaking new ideas. Here are the top 5 most exciting new technologies. Number 5. Self-healing concrete. Concrete is one of the most important construction materials used around the world, second only to water in terms of usage. Amazingly, twice as much concrete is used in construction than everything else combined, equating to more than 3 tons per person per year. The problem is that despite being a tough and durable material, it is susceptible to wear and tear and can develop cracks and holes that affect the structure. When the concrete cracks, the bacteria are exposed to oxygen and water. They multiply and then produce calcium carbonate or limestone as a byproduct. This, in turn, seals the crack again and prevents it from spreading further. Number 4. Fighting fire with sound. Using sound to put out fires. Wildfires are becoming more common and more difficult to control as a result of our changing climate. For example, in California alone, 5 times the area is burning each year now compared to what happened in the 1970s, and this trend is only expected to continue. Traditionally, the best way to extinguish or at least limit the spread of a fire would be to use massive amounts of water or foam. But with water shortages and a reluctance to drop chemicals onto the land, alternatives can't come soon enough. Number 3. Spin launch. Private space companies have received a lot of attention in the recent years for their efforts to develop vehicles that can transport paying customers into orbit. But the reality is that given the pollution created by traditional space combat, these advancements will not benefit anyone other than billionaires for a long time. It's just that their focus is on satellites rather than human travel. Known as spin launch, the concept is actually quite simple, though it's extremely difficult to put into practice. Founded in 2014 and funded by large companies like Airbus and Google, they're developing a kinetic energy launch system to insert satellites into orbit instead of relying on chemical rockets. They have designed a vacuum-sealed centrifuge that will spin objects around before releasing them into space at speeds of up to 5,000 miles per hour, and once they reach a suborbital height, a traditional rocket booster can take over. The company claims it will cost less than $500,000 to send one into space, as opposed to the tens of millions it currently costs. Number 2. 3D printing. 3D printing, or the process of creating a three-dimensional object, is one of those technologies that gets closer to being commonplace every year. For years, we've seen the notion on TV and in movies, and now, thanks to home 3D printers, it's finally expanding beyond a highly exotic hobby for a limited specialist audience. 3D printing picked up steam early on as a means of creating prototypes for almost anything. Manufacturers may now create plastic components that are lighter than metal alternatives and have odd geometries that are impossible to achieve using traditional injection molding techniques. According to consulting firm Deloitte, spending in the industry is expanding at a rate of roughly 13% per year among large U.S. companies and will likely exceed $2 billion by 2020. Number 1. Blockchain. Bitcoin, the much-hyped cryptocurrency, did not make the list, which may come as a surprise. However, the blockchain, a technology online ledger, has superseded the digital currency as the rising economic star. The permanent record is distributed across the system and is not stored in a single location. If you live in a country with poor governance, the government can't come and take your assets. It also means that no third party can erase your data accidentally, or that you can be hacked by a third party to gain access to your data, though you can still hack a blockchain. This is why blockchain has piqued the interest of businesses who need to store data. Hospitals may use blockchain to store and distribute health records. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to us